this drawing for a cabin in 1:144. I made it 3 tall and 2 wide and a little here at the top. And I'm going to cut this out, and I'm just going to bend it at the middle so I get it right. So I'm just going to cut my little drawing here. I'm going to make the cabin in polymer clay. For that I rolled out a piece of polymer clay in a size 3 and a piece of polymer clay in a setting 1. And I'm squeezing these good together so I don't have air bubbles in there. Taking my little template here and placing on the clay and just cutting it out. And it moved. There we go. Make sure you cut straight down. This will make the nicest result of your cabin. And the rest here I'm going to take with my X-Acto knife. So that's actually the start piece of my cabin. And I'm just going to squeeze the edges here a bit. And I'm just going to bake it 5-10 minutes because I just want it to be hard on the surface. This way I can work on it without ruining the shape of the cabin here. So I'm just going to bake it and then I will be back. I baked my cabin, so this is hard now, and I take some of my bacon bond and I place right here on top of it and spread it out so that it is all over. And then I'm just going to make a tiny pattern here. So I'm going to start with a tiny ball right there. I think you have seen me done stuff like this before. So I'm just going to take one of these small pieces I rolled and roll it into a snake thing. And I'm going to take and I'm going to roll this end a tiny bit before I place it. So I'm going to place it something like this. This is really tiny to work with, so take your time. Just for a little details on the cabin, I'm going to try to show you what I made. So here you can see what I made. It can be quite hard to see, and you can dust it with a tiny bit of Pearl X if you like to, but I'm not gonna do that. So for the doors I again use my bacon bond and making sure I have it on this part, taking this little templates, and yeah, it's too big, but I rolled out a piece of clay on a setting 9 on my pasta machine. And I am going to make the cabin doors here. So I'm cutting out this tiny square, making it a bit more square here. Whoops. I think it's a little too wide for my cabin. And I'm just going to take this and place it on my cabin. Like that. Put that away. Taking my X-Acto knife and making the doors. There we go. I like that. Then I'm going to take a tiny ball of clay and make the doorknob. There we go. I'm just going to take this and place here on the doors. There we go. And if you want, you can even make some tiny feet for the cabin, or you can just leave it on the ground. I'm thinking of making some tiny feet for it. So I'm taking my Big and Bond and placing here at the bottom of my cabin. So I'm just going to spread it out with this tool. Like that. And I'm going to cut 4 tiny pieces here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to roll these into cabin legs or balls. And I'm just going to place them here on the cabin. But this step is not necessarily necessary. This is really for you to decide if you like that or not. And I'm going to take my blade and squeeze them. We'll be able to stand on its own when I'm done. And there I have my little clothing cabinet for 1 to 144. And again, you can make it in all the colors you like to do, black, brown, yellow. So it's all up to your imagination. I hope you like this, and happy crafting!